What are you most looking forward to this Christmas? What are you anticipating? We are in this devotional series focusing on Advent, which means to anticipate. And we're anticipating Jesus and his arrival. We celebrated at Christmas. And one of the things I think is really interesting in this story is we know in Daniel's time, he's a prophet in the Old Testament. He lived 400 years before Jesus was born. He prophesied, he made mention of things as he lived in Babylon. He lived far away in exile, of a Messiah coming, a Savior who would be for both the Israelites and the Gentiles. And over those centuries, people in his homeland, people in the Far East, far away, began to look for signs. These astronomers, we call them wise men or magi in the Christmas story. But they were watching the heavens for a sign that Daniel's prophecy would come true. See, they'd placed hope for centuries that their own Savior, people who didn't follow and worship God, would eventually find their way to him through this king to be born back in Israel, in Bethlehem. And in fact, they had so much hope that this was happening as they saw the signs, they saw the star in the sky that they'd been looking for and that their forefathers had heard from Daniel all about. They were so sure that this was the Messiah, the king that they'd been anticipating, that they prepared lavish gifts to give him on their journey that took months. This caravan of camels and other animals and wise men and probably a whole group of people with them came, but they prepared to worship. They prepared to be generous and to lavish gifts upon him. Listen, this is what it says, Matthew chapter 2, verse 11. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshiped him. They opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Because of their gift, that's why we exchange gifts at Christmas. And I hope whatever you're hoping and wishing for, I just hope it's in stock and it got here in time, right? Like that's the big question this year. But these magi wanted to lavish the Messiah with their generosity, and they prepared ahead of time to do it. That's because they had solid hope. They had faith that what God had told them through Daniel was actually coming true. And I hope that you can find the same this Christmas season, that what you've been wishing for, what you've been anticipating, God is providing. Are you preparing to respond? Are you ready to be generous with your gifts, with your hopes, your expectations this Christmas, this Advent?